Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. While Modern Warfare's official lifespan came to a close when Black Ops Cold War launched, the content cycle for the game definitely did not. Ever since Cold War became the current game and the main game for COD, the amount of content for Modern Warfare definitely slowed down a pretty decent amount, you could say, but every week we still do see a new playlist update for Modern Warfare. We occasionally see a brand new Modern Warfare and Warzone specific store bundle. And just recently with the 1.34 update, Modern Warfare even got some brand new maps, or well, at this point, a new map now because of some weird things going on there. And of course, we'll break that down here in just a moment. But alongside the content that's been releasing slowly in Modern Warfare ever since Cold War's launch, there's also a ton of unreleased and or missing Modern Warfare content that now appears to be releasing at random. So today we're going over all of said missing content and what to expect as we get further on into the year. As always, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Goal for today is going to be 4,000 likes. And of course, if you're new here or if you haven't already subscribed, I am always covering everything going on in COD. News, intel, updates, you name it, it's all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. So, like I said, there's actually a ton of different Modern Warfare content that we've known about for a while now that still hasn't come out, and for a long time it seemed like it could have just been content that was like initially planned for Season 7, but of course, since Season 7 never happened, we assumed it could have just been scrapped, right? And this includes new operators, new guns, new maps, new bundles, so on and so forth. And over the past few weeks, we've actually seen some of this stuff start to drop without any word from Infinity Ward or Activision, which almost seems to indicate that we may start to see more and more of this missing content actually release. So first up, I want to talk about one of the weirder situations that actually just happened. Back with the 1.34 update or the whole Season 2 Reloaded update, obviously we got a bunch of new stuff for Warzone and Cold War as expected. Really nothing out of the ordinary there, no surprise with any of that. But completely out of the blue, we also got 3 brand new multiplayer maps in Modern Warfare. We ended up seeing Kill House return as a brand new remake map, sort of revamping the original Kill House, which was a map that we had leaked at the very start of the year when Modern Warfare first dropped. We also had a 2v2 map called Drainage debut, which was also leaked back at the start of the year, and we also had Airbase, which, you guessed it, leaked back in 2019. Now, like I said, these all dropped with the 1.34 update. Kill House was actually featured in the Kill House 24/7 public playlist as like one of the main featured playlists. Drainage was also available through the Gunfight playlist if you got lucky enough to actually find it. And Airbase, I'm not actually sure if it was ever in the normal 6v6 rotation. Personally, I never found it when I was searching for it, and I could only end up playing it in private matches. But regardless, when it comes down to it, now only Kill House lives because randomly, with the weapon tuning update from a few days back, which ended up nerfing the FFAR and the AUG, if you remember that, Infinity Ward or Raven or Activision, whoever, actually removed Drainage and Airbase from Modern Warfare completely. They're now no longer available in custom games, and obviously they're not available in public matches either, which frankly makes no sense whatsoever. However, as I am actually working on this video, Infinity Ward did tweet about these maps and actually address them, which is a first in the situation, then also a first when it comes to this whole content scenario. And they said, we recently released 2 new maps to Modern Warfare, Drainage and Airbase, which were available in private match. We temporarily removed them as they weren't quite ready and need a bit more love before returning. We'll update soon when they'll be back. So they were in the game, they were deleted from said game, but it does seem they will indeed be back soon. And you'll notice the whole like common theme today, with the exception of I think one big piece of content, is the randomness that we can just assume sort of encompasses everything. Infinity Ward really hasn't said anything lately about Modern Warfare. The main devs that we'd use for information during the prime year haven't said anything either, so release dates for pretty much everything right now are kind of up in the air. But as you'll see, with this random stuff just dropping here and there, it indicates that all of this is coming eventually. Maybe in a few weeks, maybe in a month, maybe in 2 months. But yeah, as far as the timeline goes for the maps and everything else we're about to cover, just remember, they could really just drop at random. Unfortunately, we can't really predict exact dates. Now, let's talk bundles, because this is another weird one, and it actually sort of segues into the weapon talk as well. There's 2 main bundles that we're looking out for here, then also some smaller ones that have sort of been glitching for some players already. If there's one thing we can say about this content as a whole, it's that it's all definitely sort of broken and busted, since a lot of it has actually already appeared in game. But of course, back on track here, the main 2 bundles are Soap and Shane Sparks. These are 2 operator bundles that we've known about since like the middle of Season 6, I want to say. And when it comes to Soap, the last that we heard of him was that he was just off the coast of Verdansk, and Task Force 141 was going to meet up with him, at least according to the Season 7 cutscene or the post-Season 6 cutscene, but we never really got anything more than that. That cutscene happened, and then all of it just sort of went away. Obviously, there's no more intel, there's no more major cutscenes like that, unless of course it has to do with the seasons, but since that's all Cold War focused, it doesn't really tie into that story there. So we don't really know what's going on with Soap. We know he's here, we know he's in the background doing something, but there's also some more information about the Soap bundle that sort of helps out here. We know for a fact that in the Soap Operator bundle, there's also a blueprint for the CX-9 called the Syrah. If you smell what Syrah is cooking, you'll probably remember that this was one of the new blueprints that was in Warzone towards the end of Season 1, I believe. And again, since we've seen it in the game, that means it's fully finished and ready for release. As is Soap, who's actually been able to be modded or hacked into the game. That's why you may have seen him in-game in the past. So the Soap bundle / the CX-9 are also on that ready to drop whenever list. Now, Shane Sparks is the one exception we have today when it comes to the randomness, because according to some leakers over on Twitter, there's apparently a chance that this bundle could be dropping at some point this month. Now, I'm not sure how they get the bundle release dates, since those seem to be pretty random as is, unless we're talking like a holiday bundle. But alas, that is what some data miners and whatnot are saying. As always, I would take that with a grain of salt. But what's also curious about this bundle is that it has a Sykov blueprint in it, meaning the Sykov could be coming to the game whenever this bundle releases, just like the CX-9 with the Soap bundle. So you can sort of see how these tie together. Whenever we end up getting these missing store bundles, we'll probably get the new DLC weapons around the same time. The one that we're not sure about though is of course the RAAL LMG, since there's not an operator bundle that I've seen with it in it. I'm sure the RAAL, or rather the Rook variant, I think it was called, is in some store bundle. But yeah, at the minimum, the Sykov and Shane Sparks look to be coming soon, but we could possibly see the CX-9 and Soap in the coming weeks, or perhaps even months, unfortunately again, due to the randomness of it all. Now, another series of items that have been appearing in-game but were also taken out are the Vault Packs in the store, which basically allow you to acquire Season 1 Battle Pass content. I assume there's also going to be Vault Packs for the Season 2 Pass, the Season 3 Pass, etc., etc. I'm honestly kind of hoping there's not a Season 5 Vault Pack, because if that ever releases, we're going to have even more Rose skins running around. But these packs have also been known about for quite some time. They were actually showing up for players a few weeks back in the store, but I believe only for certain players, and it didn't seem to matter if you completed the Season 1 pass or not. Obviously, if you completed it, you don't really have a need for these vault packs, but they were just in the store one day for a select few people, then they were gone the next. So the underlying theme here, besides just all this content dropping at random, is that things keep getting added to the game and then removed. The Sykov and the CX-9 and the RAAL LMG literally in Warzone as ground loot and chest loot items, and also some of the best guns in the game, and then they're removed at random with no notice. The new maps, in-game, removed with no notice. The vault packs, same deal. So all this content looks to be ready for release, and now it's really only a matter of time until it all drops. I figure as we get further and further on into the spring and summer, as COD tends to become a bit more dry like usual, the whole COD cycle, if you will, I think we could really see Modern Warfare pick up in terms of content. Honestly, I think Modern Warfare would have been the perfect game to do like a year or two of and just push back Cold War another year. That way it could have gotten like the best possible situation for launch. It could have been fully finished, completely polished, all that stuff. But hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, the missing Modern Warfare content is slowly turning into the glitched Modern Warfare content, and hopefully in the near future, it turns into the newly released Modern Warfare content. But yeah, there you have it. With all of that being said, that is currently everything we know about the missing Modern Warfare content and how it's pretty much all in the game right now and just keeps glitching out and then being removed. Overall, it's just a super weird situation, but that is going to wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with everything going on in COD, from news to intel to updates and pretty much everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WhosImmortal for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, and Control Freak products. The links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.